Awesome, we'll get right to it. All right, guys, what's going on? It's Andres with Health Pros Academy, and I am here with the founder of the football club in Fort Lauderdale, with Luis. Awesome to have you here. Thanks so much for doing this interview. If you guys saw my video that I just did, I recreationally coach soccer here for Luis. In one of his soccer camps, and I caught him off guard last second, and I said, hey man, can I interview you quickly for the blog? I told him months ago I wanted to do this, but now that I had him here, I just caught him off guard, so we haven't, yeah, exactly, again, so I haven't, we haven't talked about the questions I'm going to ask, so if I ask him a question that's like too proprietary information, don't hate him because he can't reveal too many secrets, but he's going to share with us a little bit about his journey, where now he has 2 locations, right, 2? It's
yeah.
2 locations, in Pompano Beach and in Fort Lauderdale. 2 locations, I mean, in no time. I mean, I've watched this business grow because I play a lot of pickup soccer here. Now I'm on the soccer league and now I'm coaching. So I've actually been able to really watch it grow, and it's been really exciting. I've heard his story before. This guy is a very talented, determined entrepreneur that went through a lot of challenges to get to these 2 locations and really dominate the soccer market here in Fort Lauderdale. So if you're in health and fitness, this is definitely an interview you want to watch, because you're going to learn what a young entrepreneur did to get 2 locations, and now one of his locations has a CrossFit gym in it. I mean, he's got TVs all over the place, big projector, playing soccer all the time. It's a really fun business to have, and so if you want a business that is fun and you turn your passion into profits, then definitely listen to this guy, because he's an inspiration. But I know that when we first met,
young and crazy, I have to say.
Young and crazy, that's for sure. That's for sure.
I was able to do it.
And that's what you need. You got to be crazy, and you don't need to be young. You got to be young spirited, but you don't have to. But you definitely got to be crazy to a certain degree, because, right? I mean,
I agree.
Before this, you were in corporate America, right?
I was. I studied finance and French at University of Miami, and I went into finance, private banking, and I did that for 3 or 4 years, and it was great pay, a little bit stressful at times, long hours, but I guess at the end of the day, the compensation wasn't enough for me to stick around.
Finance and banking.
Exactly. So, I decided, just sitting there looking at the computer, what else can I do?
Yeah.
What is my passion? And really my passion in life was always soccer. And then how can I combine, passion, or I guess, how can I monetize my passion really?
Yeah.
I started kind of brainstorming, and all of a sudden I wrote a business plan. All of a sudden 5 pages turned into 70 pages, and pretty much a foundation.
Wow. So it was just, so tell me, so once again, it was just, it's kind of loud here, so let's make sure we speak up for the camera. So basically, it was just, there was that breaking point where you were just like, this isn't enough. I went to college, I got my degree, I did what my parents came to this country to do. Right? You came here with your parents?
I came with my parents when I was 12. Yeah.
When you were 12, right?
Yeah.
It's like, and you followed that process, right?
Right.
Go to school, get a good job,
Yeah.
get into a good company,
Yeah.
and it wasn't enough.
Right, and of course I do have the genes of an entrepreneur. My parents were entrepreneurs,
Awesome.
So from day one I guess I got support from my parents.
That's great.
And that's very important.
Yeah,
at least finding support from somebody, whether it's your parents or your friends or whoever. But I guess living in the United States, corporate America, is pretty tempting. So, it's kind of I don't want to say the easy way out, because, or the easy route, but it's there, it's less risky, so, obviously people choose it for that, and I have absolutely no problems with people,
No, 100%.
Who do their careers in corporate America, which is perfectly fine. I'm not, I guess I don't fit in that model. And
Well, let me tell you right now, a lot of people watching this right now, they're in their corporate job, and they're watching this video, because they're there too. They're at that breaking point and they're going, I'm done here. I've been here 10, 15, 20 years, and I want to follow my passion, whether they found it in acupuncture, chiropractic, holistic healing, fitness, so it's the same thing. So you found that breaking point. You had support, which was a great point, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, did you have a lot of naysayers too? Kind of like haters, people said, I don't know, that's risky.
Definitely. I mean, and I think that's going to happen in every single case.
Exactly.
There's going to be people that just think you're either not going to make enough money, or it's going to, I guess, come to a conclusion soon. I mean, obviously everything's against you, and
Exactly.
whenever you start a business, even the probabilities of starting your own business are low,
Exactly.
of succeeding in that business. But you know what? That didn't drive me away at all. That didn't scare me at all. I think what you need to figure out is mostly the process internally. Like how are you gonna deal with failure if it comes? How are you gonna deal with success when it comes? How are you gonna deal with all these different things, outside factors that come into play when you're starting your own business, whatever it is, So to me, that's very important. I always tell people, listen, I have a stomach for everything, which means that I can handle stress, I can handle uncertainty, I can handle risk, and I think that's pretty much the thing that you need to
And
have.
you're prepared for it. You're not going into it assuming that because you're so passionate and enthusiastic, everything's just going to work, and because you have support from loved ones, everything's just going to work out, right? You go into it knowing that challenges are coming.
And it's just a start.
And you had one of those, right? I mean,
Right.
These 2 locations right now that you have were not the first, right?
Right. So I had an original one. This will be our 3rd one, technically. But we had an original one, which we had to close down.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a pretty good example of I guess any business owner who comes back from failure. So we had again all the odds against us. We closed the first one. People questioned whether our business model was good enough for the market to absorb and so forth. I never had a doubt in my mind whatsoever. We closed the first one. To me, it was an opportunity to just get better, or whatever we had to do, just do it better next time, and that's what happened.
And it's just about so many good points here that Luis is talking about, because if you've met me personally, if you've hired me for coaching, you know that I talk a lot about getting in a specific niche. And I'll tell you right now, one of the reasons Luis was able to be so confident about building his business, and this is just me making an assumption right now, is because he knew exactly what his business was. And his business wasn't sports so much as it was what sport? Soccer, right? He picked a specific niche that he loves, that he grew up around, and he could have just opened up a sports facility, right? He could have thought, maybe people came across to you and said, well, why just focus on soccer? What if people want to come and bring their kids to basketball or baseball, right? Did you have that?
Well, I mean, right now we do have a CrossFit, so technically we are expanding, and we do have other sports that we offer.
But at
the end of the day, everything revolves around soccer.
And it started there.
It started there.
And as you grow, then you can expand.
Right.
Because so many times I see a lot of other entrepreneurs, and I hope you guys don't think I'm being too harsh with you, but where they want to go in and they want to tackle it all. You know what I mean? So I want to open a facility, and I want it to have soccer, and I want it to have basketball, and I want it to have baseball, and I want it to have a gym.
Well, yeah, that's kind of a good point, because at the end, you need to be very specific about your efforts and your time, and how you're gonna
Disperse your resources.
Yeah, so it's at the end, you don't want to tackle everything. You just want to tackle maybe 1 or 2 things, to become good at them. And obviously we did a good job at that. And now we can see, with 2 locations across and so forth, and plans to expand. That yes, it was a good bet. Just trying to focus on 1 or 2 things versus trying to cater for everything.
Absolutely. I mean, even just the fact there's a CrossFit gym in there, not a gym, a CrossFit gym, right? Once again, still getting very specific, because people know what they want. So they'll come and they'll say, I want CrossFit, or I want soccer, right? And they know exactly what they want. Now, another question: when that first location closed down, did it at all cross your mind? All right, you know what? I got my degree. Maybe I gave it a shot. All right, like did that ever cross your mind?
Well, you know what? Funny enough, I did go back to corporate America, but something completely different because I guess I'm very. I guess I can adapt, to different industries. I went into marketing, but I did it again for a year and a half until I was able to, jump back into the business.
Yeah. Did that year in marketing help?
Yeah, I did.
Educated you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was a trade marketing manager for the Caribbean for Whirlpool, so of course another Fortune 500 company. But at the end of the day, it wasn't fulfilling. So, as much as it was a good company, good pay, and so forth, it wasn't fulfilling to me. I guess I like struggle.
But, yeah, absolutely, right? And also, when you were doing both, right? There was a time where you were working full-time corporate America for a Fortune 500 company and opening locations.
If your parents pretty much didn't support you financially to start your own business, then most likely you're gonna have to work and do this on the side.
Yeah, and the support was there morally.
The support was there morally. It wasn't financially.
Which is great.
So you have to do it, and
So tell me about those days. I mean, like.
Well, I started off 9, just getting to the office at 8:30, 9 o'clock, and trying to leave as close to 5 as possible to drive about an hour north from Miami to here, and staying here from 6, obviously going through rush hour every single day, Monday through Friday, and closing down.
Year and a half, 9 to 5, and then in a corporate company, and then coming to his business to close down shop at 1 a.m., then to drive from Fort Lauderdale to Miami to do it all over again for a year and a half. A year and a half, right? So what kept you going? What was that fuel like?
I guess I'm a very motivated individual, but I'm very passionate in every, walk of life. So this, passion translated into work, and I guess the drive of one day, being independent, just fueled me.
And how about, having to spend less time with friends, spend less time with family,
You know what? It's always yes, and sometimes I guess we make that sacrifice when we choose this lifestyle. You have options in life. So you take those options and you kind of like, you go with them. I guess I chose this one, which was to sacrifice, I guess, part of my family time to be here. I think that those sacrifices at the end will pay off, so I can spend more time with my family eventually. It's a bet that I make now, for the future.
100%.
So I'm just sticking to it.
Awesome. Well, look, I mean, his phone has rang twice since this, and I know he's always on the go. So and he's got a field he's got to take care of right now. So I'm gonna let him go because I think he provided some awesome value in this short amount of time. And there you go. Here's a living example. I mean, how long ago did that first location close?
It took about 15 months. For us, I mean, we were in business
how long
for
ago
15
did it
months.
Close?
Oh, it closed 2.5 years.
2.5 years. 2.5 years, and now he has 2 locations. How many students are we looking at now?
Over 150. Several leagues, partnerships with several companies. We're looking to franchise. So
CrossFit gym
and the works. It's everything's finally coming together. But
that's 2.5 years. 2.5 years after the first attempt failed. And once again, you gotta look at the perspective of the word failed, right? I mean, how much did you learn? You know what I mean? I mean, could Luis have what he has now without having had that first location go down and everything he learned, and then joining a marketing team after that, you know? So hope you guys get a lot out of the story. Thanks a lot, Luis.
No,
for
thank you.
sharing that.
Awesome.
The
Yeah.
football club in Pompano and Fort Lauderdale. If you're in South Florida, you want to get a good workout in, you want to play some soccer, you know where to come. Later, guys. Take care. Health Bros Academy.
Peace.
Thanks a lot, man.